The best way to get better at programming is to practice. And in this example, we are going to work on catching unchecked exceptions. As always, these files are available for download using a link provided below in the description. We'll give you a couple seconds so you can download it and then you can follow along. All right, so let's get started. So we have our previous example. We have a division by 0, and we're trying to capture the length of a name, which that name object is null. We can't do either one of those. Now, previously, this has crashed our application, but we can use what's known as a try-catch block. So I'm going to say try and give an open parentheses. I'm going to come down and put my closing brace over the area that I'm done trying. Now, for a try, I need to have what they call a catch. So I'm going to say catch and then open and close parentheses. This looks kind of like a function call. It's not. What goes inside this parenthesis is what type of exception am I looking for? Now, exceptions, like classes, can extend to other exceptions, and we can catch the generic exception, and we'll usually call it something like E, and then we'll have a block for that code. All right, so here we have this little try-catch exception. If I go and run this now, you're going to notice it exits. What happens? Well, the exception still occurred. It quit trying and went straight to the catch. So this is why we always need to do something with our catch. Now, what do we do? That's very dependent upon what our application is. A lot of times we're going to write something like to a log file. That way we can debug it later. In our case, we're just going to write something to system.out. An exception was caught. Now, this doesn't tell us what exception or anything like that. So what we can do is there is an E dot, and this is based off the exception. There's several methods that we can call to get the error. So that way we know what error we're running into and print out what we call a stack trace. It says, how do we get to this error, etc. Okay, so if we want to get more detailed, we can use that exception object in order to get more information. Now, if I run, we're going to see that, hey, an exception was caught, doesn't tell us which one. So here becomes an interesting situation. I can, for example, put every statement inside of a try and then have it as accompanying catch and tell you what the exception was. That's a lot of extra work, and that's actually going to slow down our application. Because while our application did not crash, it still is not doing anything else once we hit that first exception. It just ignores everything. So this is a potential issue we can run into. So we only want to use a try-catch where we think there's a legitimate chance that we might run into these issues or where we're having to use a check exception. So we're not going to just wrap a try-catch around everything. Hopefully you found this video helpful. In our future videos, we're going to be looking at how we can deal with scope and exceptions, as well as also checking to see what to do for different types of exceptions. So give this video a like and subscribe so you can see more examples on how to get better at programming.